Hi, welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 16th episode of Season 1 of Babylon 5 called Eyes. Last time we saw a man visit the station in search of information about the Holy Grail. A creature was also being used by a gangster on the station to threaten and execute people. It was disguised in a Vorlon encounter suit, capitalizing on the fear that the Vorlons presents to other beings. The Grail Hunter helped a man called Jinxo, who'd been involved in the construction of all of the Babylon stations and believed Babylon 5 would be destroyed if he left. The Grail Hunter and the creature died in a final battle that led to Jinxo taking on the Grail Hunter mantle and continuing the quest. He left the station, and for now at least, the station is still around. So let's see what happens in the next episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'm going to be discussing what happened and my thoughts about the episode. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. Their quarters are not very big. He hasn't got much space to build a motorbike. And where's he ride it?
What sort of machine is this?
The Kawasaki Ninja ZX11, vintage 1992. I mean, we're talking liquid-cooled dual overhead cam, 16-valve, 1052cc inline 4, twin ram air induction, 6-speed gearbox, and 320mm front disc with 4-piston calipers.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Well, I've been building this little piece of history for the last 5 years, scrounging parts wherever I could.
That would be almost impossible, surely, in that far in the future to find parts for a bike that old.
I'll take all the help I can get.
What do you think?
Most of the personnel will be no trouble.
It's Wayoon.
This one, however,
I'll have him from up here.
I don't have to handle it. A record's spotless. There's no need to include her. When do we begin?
As always, Mr. Gray, when the time is right.
It's not ambiguous at all.
Mars Command has confirmed that the attack on Station Phobos is tied to a series of terrorist incidents directed against Earth Force. Earth Force is concerned that Babylon 5 will become a source of arms for these groups and...
According to our trade agreements, aliens have the right to sell arms on B5, as long as all transfers take place off-station.
God. It's hard to say it's a place of peace, Babylon 5, if they've got arms deals going on.
Aaron Franks, Quartermaster Corporation.
Well, I'm trying to eat my lunch.
That doesn't look suspicious at all.
I think we have a problem. Some guy named Aaron Franks has been asking a lot of odd questions all over the station.
What kind of questions?
About you, about the station. He arrived 3 days ago from LaGrange 2 with another man named Harriman Gray.
Yes?
This is Security Chief Garibaldi. I'd like to speak to Aaron Franks.
He's not in.
In that case, I'd like to speak to you.
A moment, please.
Telepath? Let's put the black gloves on. That's normally an indication of a telepath. He looks like he's dressed like a telepath.
Mr. Garibaldi. Very good.
You know me?
Intimately. Fix you a drink.
I don't drink.
Really?
Can't know him that intimately if he didn't know he doesn't drink.
Gets him in a lot of trouble.
Maybe that was a test.
It's Colonel Ari Benzane, Earth Force Internal Affairs.
Your eyes?
I'm an internal investigator. Mr. Gray is a military specialist from PSYCOR. We're here to make a special investigation of Babylon 5 command staff.
Internal Affairs investigation. Why?
Similar investigations are taking place on all our outposts. We must know who is loyal to Earth Force. My authority comes directly from the Joint Chiefs of Staff. There are new regulations, Lieutenant Commander Ivanova, and under them all staff must submit to telepathic scan as part of an official investigation.
Whoa, that's a big thing. That's so invasive.
Mr. Garibaldi will escort me. I'm assigning him to my staff for the duration of this investigation.
But if they're investigating the senior staff, why would he want him on his team? He's part of the investigation.
I'll present you with an interview schedule shortly.
So he's not a Psy cop. He was provided by the Psy Corps. So I'm assuming he's kind of used for things like this, sort of investigations and private hire kind of stuff. I suppose a bit like but the station telepath.
I will not submit to a telepathic scan, Commander. It's against my person and my principles.
I don't like it any better than you do. Enough people have played with my brain already this year.
Delenn, well, Minbari. Just going to pause a second. Obviously, Ivanova doesn't want to do it because of what happened to her mother. She was a telepath. Got, well, she took drugs to dampen her telepathic skills and abilities, and it, well, forced her to suicide. So she's obviously, we've seen other episodes, she's very wary of telepaths and telepathic scans and everything, so yeah, it's just not going to sit well with her.
I wish to speak with you about the bike. Believe I could help you assemble it quite easily.
Okay, fine. I'll clear you for access to my quarters.
I'm going to pause again. That's weird on multiple levels. He's the head of security, and he's just given free access to someone from another species that they were at war at 10 years ago. Now, obviously, it's good that they seem to have a good relationship now and things are better, but even so, as head of security, he shouldn't be given access to anyone, yet alone another species. That seems really weird. And also, he spent years working on that bike. Did he say it was a labour of love, I think he said? If I was in that situation, I don't think I'd want anyone else to work on it. I'd want to do it myself and finish it myself. Yeah, that seems weird. And especially the security side, when there's like a big investigation going on and he's given access to Minbari, to his room, that seems very weird.
Transfer all files pertaining to Earth Force military personnel stationed on Babylon 5 to Crystal Port. Include secure files.
Transfer will take 1.4 hours.
1.4 hours? Let's transfer files.
Civilians are not allowed on the observation dome without authorization from Commander Sinclair. Please go.
As the Colonel's liaison, I have every right to be
Yeah,
here.
better security clearance is high.
I'm aware of your hostility towards Psy-Corps and the reason for it. I give you my word. I'll respect your personal privacy. The only thoughts I'll be looking for are those concerned with your duties in Earth Force.
I kind of believe him that he did go there with the good intentions, because he did at the beginning. He was talking to that colonel, and they looked at Ivanova's record, and the telepath, Mr. Gray, said that she's got a spotless record. We don't need to scan her, and I think that's because he did read her record fully, understood her history, and knew that she wouldn't go for a scam. And now he does seem to have gone there to try and put her at ease as best he can. So, could it be that he's not a bad Psy-Corps representative? Don't know. Let's see.
If you have anything else to ask about the commander's decisions, I suggest you ask him, sir.
I intend to, at 1200.
Seems odd that he's got him on his command staff when surely he'd be part of the investigation. I don't understand that. Let's keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
He's questioning every major command decision you've made.
Let him. They're all on the record and they've all been approved.
So after the dock strike incident, Senator Hideyoshi warned Sinclair that he'd made enemies in the Senate. So is this part of the repercussions of that this internal affairs investigation has been sent to, I don't know, ruffle feathers at the very least, or attack Sinclair personally, perhaps.
Come.
My apologies, Commander. But this matter can't wait.
What's this about?
I wish to resign my commission effective immediately.
Oh,
I won't have the Psi Corps probing me like some sort of a lab specimen.
Why are you so afraid of being scanned? Surely your mother must have made contact with your mind at one time or another.
Yes, she did. No one's ever been that close to me, Commander. And no one must ever intrude upon that memory.
Yeah, she obviously had that closeness with her mother, and somebody else going in there is going to ruin that memory and that specialness.
Sinclair is a complex man. I need to know everything about him, including his secrets.
Good luck. Sinclair doesn't know them all.
You did check the regulations, didn't you, Commander?
Thoroughly. They clearly state that telepathic scans are allowed only to determine the truth of specific charges brought in an internal investigation. They are not meant as a blanket
Just
for
general
loyalty checks.
stuff. Has to be very specific charges. It has to be horrible to have someone trawl over all your decisions and everything you've done.
Commander Sinclair is in the middle of an investigation and cannot be disturbed. Whatever it is, Lieutenant Commander, handle it.
I've had enough of this.
Ooh.
As of this moment, I'm relieving you of your command pending a full inquiry before a military tribunal. I'm assuming command of Babylon 5.
Ooh.
As I'm bringing specific charges, the regulations on
scanned.
telepathic scan now apply.
But what's he looking for? Like Sinclair said, all his decisions, everything he's done is all on the record.
The President's Trade and Immigration Act comes up for a vote soon. He's going to need all the support he can get. If I intervene in this matter, it'll cost him dearly.
It's not going to happen politically, yeah.
Look, we know you're doing a good job out there.
But we're going to sacrifice you because it's in our political interests.
I'll do all I can to help when the time is right.
You're on your own.
It looks like you and Ben Zane have something in common. Now, you were both considered for command of Babylon 5. Now, he was in the top 10, but you were
Further
somewhere below
down.
that anyway. You also have a mutual friend, Bester.
Personal grudge. Even if it's personal, it's still a proper legal thing that's been set up by the government.
Probably why Mr. Bester assigned you to this job.
I don't know him, at least not personally.
Odd. He and the Colonel are very good friends. Maybe you're scanning the wrong people.
He does seem like a good person.
Sinclair, if you please.
Him, not so much.
All recorders on.
Will you be scanning the Colonel as well? You're the commander of Babylon 5 now. The regulation says all involved parties on staff may be scanned, and you're involved, Colonel, up to your neck.
That's hard to prove, though.
It must have stuck in your craw when you were passed over for command of Babylon 5.
He is scanning him.
My God, man, I'll have you before an execution squad for this.
Oh. Do they have them?
I deserved this command. But thanks to those damn Mimbari, you got it.
It's a little bit bitter about the decision, I think. It's too much emotion. He'll be broadcasting all thoughts.
I can feel the hatred in you. It's sick, it's deep, it's filthy.
You're in my mind, you little...
Whoa.
Stay where you are.
Whoa.
It's over.
It's over for you, Sinclair, you and these misfits you call soldiers.
I don't think so.
Pain.
Whoa. That's a handy little trick. All the recorders would go in. How on earth would he think he'd get away with that? Assaulting the telepath and then putting a gun on them. See, that's what I was thinking. He's finished it. I wouldn't be happy with that.
What have you done?
And he's not.
I said you could work on it a little, not finish it.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have let him work on it.
It's good to have things back to normal.
Okay. So, yeah, that wasn't a bad episode. It was a case of... Well, not completely, but the repercussions of things that have happened. It was a combination of a few things. It was the repercussions. Well, yeah, it was repercussions of everything that's happened so far. From the government, people on the Senate, Bester, Psi Corps. It kind of like a perfect storm. Everything came together and they sent him to basically bring... Well, and also the Colonel himself as well. So the Colonel being there with his hatred turned, as Garibaldi said, into a witch hunt. The intention, by the looks of it, was always to get Sinclair out. and I should think the Colonel's idea was always to get himself back in. But yeah, how he thought, I mean, the first thing he did when he started that interview was to say, all recorders on. So everything was being recorded. Sinclair got him riled up enough that he was going to be broadcasting his thoughts loud and clear enough for the telepath to pick up on them. And so he then assaults him, which would be on camera, and then draws a gun on them for no reason. So, yeah, there's no way that was going to be upheld. Interesting that the telepath could transmit, he said, pain. So the intention, I'm assuming, that he was transmitting pain, or the thought of pain. He probably can't transmit pain, but he might be able to do something telepathically to make somebody feel pain. Yeah, so he's not just reading, he was actually transmitting information. So that's interesting. This particular telepath, Mr. Grey, like I said, didn't seem like a bad person. He actually did seem to have some morals and feelings, which isn't what we've seen from most of the cycle. But then obviously we have. I've forgotten her name, but the station telepath, she doesn't seem like a bad person either. And so maybe it's just the psychops who have this bad image. I have a feeling we'll see more of them as we go, so that'll become a bit clearer. But yeah, there are a few interesting things happened. We learned about transmitting the information. I wonder if that's now the end, or was that the beginning of the witch hunt as such? Was that kind of their only attempt, or sort of eggs in one basket, or was that just the first attempt? We shall have to see what happens. I still don't understand why Garibaldi gave Lanier his gave access. That makes no sense. As head of security, that's just a red flag straight away. And yeah, like I said, I would be very annoyed if somebody finished something that I've been working on for years. I know the intention was obviously good, but yeah, I would not be happy. I'm actually not a huge fan of motorbikes, which is ironic considering I did reactions to the Street Hawk TV series, which is about obviously a souped-up motorcycle. I think they're very dangerous things that people ride irresponsibly. Most people ride irresponsibly on the roads. I think it should be allowed for emergency vehicles, definitely. I can see definitely the benefit of them, but yeah, not a huge fan. Yeah, so let me know what you thought about this one. We're getting close to the end of the season now, so not too many more episodes to go. So yeah, let me know what you thought, and I shall see you for the next one. Be seeing you.